What up, Talkin Fight fans? Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of the Knockout of the Week. Sorry, guys, it's a day late, but we were busy, and we are here today to run you through who we picked as our winner. And you probably guessed it. It's our man, David Morrell Jr., dropping Aidos Yerbossynuly. And unfortunately, he got hurt, and he was carried off. By David Morrell. He helped him back to his corner. Eventually, the man, I guess, left in a stretcher on his way to the hospital. It was a huge knockout, guys. If you hadn't seen it, this one went the distance. It went late into the round. And yes, he was dropped twice previous to this vicious knockout that David Morrell came through with. Huge knockout, man. The unbeaten Cuban Southpaw spent much of their fight picking apart the brave but outclassed Kazakh boxer with a deserved offense repertoire that Yerbossynuly never had before encountered. Morrell badly bloodied his nose by the third round, remained mostly in complete control, and finally dropped and stopped his bloody beaten opponent in the 12th round of their fight for Morrell's secondary WBA super middle title. The main event of the 11th card at the Armories in Morrell's adopted hometown. 24-year-old Morrell, 8-0, 7 knockouts, sent Yerbossynuly to the canvas twice in the final round. His vicious right uppercut caught him perfectly and dumped him flat on his back the second time. Referee Tony Weeks promptly stopped their Showtime Championship boxing main event at 2:34 of the 12th round. This was a huge one, guys. The 30-year-old, who was the mandatory challenger for Morrell's title, lost for the first time as a pro, 16-1 with 11 KOs. Yerbossynuly was taken to nearby medical center for evaluation after taking the brutal beating. By the 12th round, by the time the 12th round started, the only question was whether Morrell would press the action enough to stop the brave and battered Yerbossynuly. A straight left landed by Morrell sent him to the canvas less than 20 seconds into the final round. This one was huge, man. Definitely. Weeks eventually took a point from Yerbossynuly for excessive holding with 49 seconds to go in their bout. Several seconds later, 2 left hands, and then the aforementioned right uppercut by Morrell sent Yerbossynuly crashing to the canvas, guys, for the second time. Weeks waved an end to the action as soon as he went down again. Morrell seemed buzzed more than once during the 11th round, but he couldn't drop his game challenger. A left uppercut by Morrell made Yerbossynuly back away from him with 1:15 on the clock in the 10th. Morrell tried to finish off his battered, fatigued opponent, but bravely remained upright and threw hard punches by the end of the 10th. A right-left combination by Morrell moved Yerbossynuly across the ring into the ropes towards the end of the 9th round. Seemingly fading, Yerbossynuly stopped moving and tried to hold Morrell with approximately 35 seconds to go in that 9th round. A right hook to the body by Morrell landed with just another 1:40 on the clock in that 9th round. Morrell blasted out Yerbossynuly with right to his body that forced him to hold with just 10 seconds remaining in the 8th round. This was crazy for the entire match. Cedric, let's talk about this crazy KO, man.
Well, first of all, I hope he gets better because he is in the hospital with a coma right now, and that's one of the unfortunate things that happens in the sport sometimes.
Definitely.
Also at the same time, of course, it's the punch, taking a punch makes the effect worse, but sometimes it's some things that are outside of the sport that just get exposed inside the sport. For example, like he might not have cut weight properly. And if you don't cut weight properly, you lose fluid from your brain. And if you lose fluid from your brain, if you get hit, that you're more susceptible to a concussion, or maybe something happened during training camp and sparring when maybe just too much hard sparring. So there's lots of other factors that are involved, that could be involved in this. But unfortunately, it's one of the unfortunate things that can happen in the sport, which is why I emphasize defense so much. But hopefully Aidos gets better. And it was going back to David Morrell, he's on a very good trajectory right now with his career. looking good with very good performances. So he's a name that people should be talking about at 168.
Definitely.
He should be in people's minds right now at 168 for sure.
Well, if he wasn't, he certainly is now. That's for sure. We've been talking about him on this channel for a long time. So, guys, we've told you about these guys. I've been telling you about these guys for years now. And trust me, I know what I'm talking about when I tell you to watch these prospects who are now becoming contenders, who are the future of this sport. Another one is David Morrell Jr. This kid knows what he's doing in there. He's definitely a force to be reckoned with in that ring, and he is showing that he is a man to beat in the 168 division. Definitely. This kid has got explosive power in those hands. He definitely has heavy hands, man, as we can tell from the damage that was accumulated throughout this long 12 rounds of punishment. I give it out to our man Aidos. He's being able to stay in there and take that beating for as long as he did. It shows heart, determination, and drive. But unfortunately, he was injured, and hopefully, he gets out of this unscathed. We will let you know.
How many fights does David Morrell have now?
David Morrell, he was what, 8-0 going into that fight.
Oh, okay. He's still early in his career. I thought he was in the team numbers. He thought he was in the team numbers, but he's looking very good so far, man.
Yeah.
Is he American or Cuban?
He is Cuban.
Like, does he speak English or does he speak Spanish?
Okay. So he is Cuban. He does speak English, man. Yeah, he's staying in Minnesota right now. That's where he's residing, in Minnesota, Minneapolis. And yeah, he's now 8-0 with 7 knockouts after this fight. He's holding that WBA World Super Middle, and and there's a reason why, and he showed it on the weekend. He's now ranked number 1 out of 7 in Cuba, and he's ranked 10th out of 1,407 in that super middleweight division in the world. So, this kid, he's no joke. I told you guys he was the real deal back in, last year. Trust me, kid's the real deal. We got some slides of this knockout. We're going to show it real quick. Bear with me. They're backwards again. So I'm going to have to get this going for us. We'll get it going so we can all see it. Just give me a second. We'll load it up as I'm just putting them in the right order. Definitely. What did you think of that uppercut, man? Beautiful finish.
Yeah, man. It was because it was dangerous because homeboy didn't even see it coming because David Morrell threw from his southpaw stance. He threw a left hand that kind of landed on the side of his opponent's face, which made him turn his head. So he threw that uppercut. He didn't even see it coming. You can see how his head twisted. So yeah, that was spectacular for Morrell. And like I said, man, this is one of the reasons why I emphasize defense so much in situations like this, So hopefully he gets better, and hopefully Morrell keeps going on this upward slant for his career.
Here we go. Well, like I said, this is how it's gonna go, guys. Definitely some big shots heard around the world here for sure. As he's just crunching him against the ropes, man. Big left, followed by the right. Big combination, was landing lots for him throughout the entire night. This is, I believe, the first time that he was dropped. Or no, this is coming off the ropes, actually. Setting him up.
Right here, see where his head is? Look where his head is. His head was turned so he didn't even see the uppercut coming.
He didn't even see it.
Bent his legs. He bent his legs. You can see him just, look at his face. All that weight is into that.
He's coming from downstairs. He's coming from downstairs with that one.
He's coming from under the ground.
Like he dug. Look at that. Look at the dig here. Look at that dig. He's like scraping that glove on the ground to come up. Big.
All legs.
Oh
yeah, and connected right on the chin. Yeah, that's oh boy. Yeah.
Definitely. You know what? I do shout out, man, David Morrell. Here's another angle of it, guys. I give him props. Great sportsman, he's got great sportsmanship. Helps up the injured Aidos after this fight, after he gets knocked down, goes over to help the ref, help him up back to his corner. It just shows good sportsmanship. Shows that these guys really, as much as they hate each other going into these fights, and all the crap that gets talked and all the stuff that gets said, it goes to show that these guys do care about each other and what actually happens to them, man. Definitely some great sportsmanlike conduct from our man David Morrell after this vicious knockout. Here it is again from another angle, guys. Here comes that left. So here, we'll go back one. Here's that left you're talking about as he's bouncing off the ropes, right? Throws the left. He comes off the ropes. Comes with another left again. And as he's digging down, that right, there it is. Oh, man, this is what the ref was seeing. This is from the ref's angle. This is big. This is a huge knockout. Shout out to our man David Morrell Jr. with his drop late in that, man. That went the distance, guys. That's another thing. This goes to show you, man, that this kid is scary at any round. This was deep. Ref called it a 234 in the 12th in that championship round. And Aidos was 16-0 going into this fight, guys. 16-0 going into the fight. David Morrell was 7-0 going into this one. This is a huge win for David Morrell.
Yeah, big win. He was 16-0. Eh? Wow.
Yeah, 16-0. David Morrell was 7-0 going into this. This was really a test for David Morrell Jr. Yerbossynuly, he was down twice in round 12, deducted 1 point for holding, ends with this vicious knockout by our man David Morrell Jr. coming through with another great knockout, and now improves to 8-0 with seven KOs, and is our WBA World Super Middle Champ, and retains that title. So great on him. Huge win for our man. Anything you want to comment on before we get out of here for the day, Cedric?
No, man, just hope for a speedy recovery for Mr. Yerbossynuly.
Yerbossynuly. Aidos Yerbossynuly. Yeah, our thoughts and prayers are with you and your family at this time. Hopefully you make a speedy recovery. Guys, we'll keep you up to date with what's going on in his world. As as much as we do like these knockouts, we do not like to see guys get seriously hurt. It's unfortunate that it happened. But, protocol needs to happen. Guy needs to get checked out and, hopefully a speedy recovery. Shout out to our man, David Morrell Jr. Big knockout, huge win. He's our knockout of the week. Guys, you know what it is, man. We will see you next week. Well, this week, I guess, because Sunday. We'll see you Sunday for the knockout of the week. Same time, same channels, new knockouts. You know what it is, man. Peace.
Yeah, buddy.